The DJ.
8:11 on the clock. That's the wake-up workout every single morning. At 8 a.m., you don't want to miss it. S. The DJ. That's the competition mix. Joining us this morning to talk about a production called Once on This Island, sponsored by United Healthcare. This production is happening March 3rd through the 19th. A journey for love and life from the award-winning creators of Ragtime and Seussical. A book by Lynn Ahrens, lyrics by Aaron Ahrens, directed and choreographed by Kelly Foster Warder. Joining us this morning, Kennedy Lucas, who plays an actress named Osaka, who is a god on the island. Good morning, Kennedy. Talk about this production and what is it all about?
Good morning. Yeah, so I play Osaka, and Osaka is actually one of the gods on this island. There are 4 of them. So Osaka controls all the natural aspects of the world, the breezes, the grass, and that's Osaka's job. There's also Urzuli, who is the goddess of love, Agre, who's the goddess of water, and also Papa Ge, who is the sly demon of death. And basically, this show is about a girl who falls in love and makes a deal with the gods in order to save comes in danger, but they live on opposite sides of the island, so she goes on this big journey in order to meet him again and see whether death is stronger than love.
Oh wow, so it's a story about love, it sounds like.
Yes.
So talk a little more about your character as Osaka. What is her character? What's the origin of her character? How did she end up in this situation?
Right, so the gods of the island have basically, for all that we know, have controlled forever. And she basically works with the gods to control the world that the peasants live in, because the peasants are very religious, and they pray to the gods by dancing. And so what Osaka does is she basically can grow them a garden if they want to, and she can fan their faces with all the breezes of the earth. And so basically, in order to support the peasants, she controls all the nature to help them throughout their journeys too.
Wow, what a story. Anaya Holly is also a part of this production and currently a junior at Osseo Senior High School. Is that right?
That's correct.
What's her character? Talk about a little bit about her character in this production.
Right, so she plays T. Moon, the main character, and basically she's the one who falls in love with the guy from the other side of the island, and so she prays to the gods to basically help them get together, and so the gods guide her way on the journey. However, in order to make a deal with the gods, she basically has to trade her life for his life. And so there's definitely a lot of tension between all of the gods and T. Moon, who Anaya plays. But in the end, you know, all the gods really appreciate her and tell her story. So
it sounds like a deep story, a deep love story. It's called Once on This Island. It starts March 3rd through the 19th at Stages Theater Company. We're talking to Kennedy Lucas, who plays the actress Osaka, who's one of the gods on this island. Kennedy, talk about who this production is for. It says ages about 7+. Who's to come out to see this production? And also, what is the takeaway? What are you looking to get people to take away from this performance?
Right, so I think anyone can come see this production, especially anyone who wants to come support the arts after COVID. It was really hard for all of the performers and the crews when we couldn't do anything. But basically, all we want to do is tell an amazing story, so anyone who's really into amazing stories can come see this show. But basically, the takeaway is that love can persist through anything, through death, through struggle, through distance. And so we really want everyone to take away with that and just, you know, love each other a bit more.
Wow, I like that. And I love the fact that you mentioned how we're getting back to our productions like this after COVID. It was, a long time that we got to sit together. I went to a production last night, actually, and it was very interesting to finally be able to sit back in the theater and watch a production and on stage. It was beautiful. Kelly Foster Warder is the director and choreographer of this production. Can you give a little bit about Kelly's role and what she does choreograph in this production, and how did it all come about for you in working with Kelly specifically?
Right, so from what I know about Kelly, she is an amazing director who listens to her actors. A lot of our choreographed steps and some of the numbers are actually just dancer's choice, actor's choice, and so we might have a step touch, and Kelly's the one to say, like, hey, do whatever arms you feel like doing, do whatever arms you feel like your character would do. And so she definitely understands the process, that teaching is a two-way process. And so she listens to her actors and takes those inputs in order to create this beautiful story. So she does all of the choreography, and she also does all of the blocking, telling us where to stand in our scenes with the dialogue. And so she's basically like done it all. And then, I mean, she's just absolutely incredible to work with, and I've learned a lot from her already.
It sounds like a beautiful story. A journey for love and life once on this island. It's at Stages Theater Company, sponsored by United Healthcare, March 3rd through the 19th. And you can go to stagestheater.org for more information and to get tickets to this production. We're talking to Kennedy Lucas, who plays a role named Osaka in this production. Any final thoughts, Kennedy? And just a push to get people to come out to see Once on the Island. People who may not have been to a stage production before, have seen anything like it, and just a little like, that's not my thing. What do you say to them to get them to come out to see this particular production?
I'd say, everything in our world is definitely revolved around stories. So even if, you don't necessarily know a lot about musicals, but you know a lot about movies and TV shows, see it live. And you get to see us talking to you. The audience is an essential part in our show. And because we into telling this beautiful story, we really deeply appreciate anyone who takes time out of their day to come to us to just have that support from everyone. And we would love to make that connection with you.
Well said. Kennedy Lucas, actress, playing the actress, or Kennedy Lucas, actress playing Osaka, one of the guides on the island of Once on the Island. This is at Stages Theater Company, again, March 3rd through the 19th. Make sure you go to the website and get your tickets, come out and support the production, stagestheater.org for tickets. Thank you so much, Kennedy, for joining us. Good luck in the production, and I'm sure it's going to be a great time. Thank you.
Thank you.